Hello, this is Don McCauley with the Free Publicity Focus Group, and today we're going to be talking about top 10 reasons why your book marketing strategy isn't working. Today, anybody can write and print a book, it seems. However, very few are successful at all in regards to marketing their books, with the average number of sales being around 200 over the life of the author. For some people, marketing books on the internet presents a real challenge. So do you believe that you're doing everything right, but feel you're not getting the results you hope for in regards to your book marketing strategy? Today, we're going to cover 10 reasons why that strategy may fail. Reason number 1. You and your book may be invisible. Recent studies show that an extremely high percentage of book buyers state that the internet is not just a choice, it is instead the only choice when it comes to purchasing books. Even those who intend to buy books in the real world, so to speak, often do research on the internet before venturing out into that real world to purchase books. Book buyers must be able to find you, but they will not search by your name or your book's title. They will instead use something very generic like children's book or thriller novel or spy novel. Studies show that hardly anyone goes beyond page 3 of search engine results. So you must be on one of the first 3 pages for the generic search term, like children's book, that describes your book. So go to a search engine and check this. Type in the generic phrase that describes your book and see if you're on the first 3 pages of search engine results. If you are not there, you are virtually invisible to nearly all book buyers. If you're invisible, nothing else you do in regards to marketing your book will matter much. Your book marketing strategy must be based on how people buy books today. Reason number 2, you may be using the wrong approach. A book marketing strategy in the internet environment requires a completely different approach. If you're using book marketing ideas and book marketing strategies proven to work in the real world in the past, these old school marketing strategies will most likely not work much at all in the internet marketing environment. Even if you're using that old style book marketing model perfectly, you can still fail miserably in the internet environment. The old saying, build it and they will come, has been changed to build it and they will likely ignore you. To achieve sales success, you must have interested traffic and you must have a lot of it. You must know how to convert that traffic into book sales. All the traffic in the world will not matter if it does not convert to sales. Converting traffic to sales is no small task. A good book marketing strategy must incorporate effective conversion strategies. 3. You might have neglected your SEO strategy. In the old days, which was just a few years ago, the primary book marketing strategy was to tell as many people as possible about a book and hope that a percentage of people responded by buying the book. And that's called an outbound strategy. This yell and tell as many people as possible strategy does not work today, as the internet is search engine driven, which requires a laser sharp inbound strategy. Today, the potential book buyer begins by typing a generic phrase into a search engine, in essence saying, here's what I'm looking for. Your book site is then indexed by the engines based upon how important it appears to be in regards to the generic phrase entered and in regards to how you stack up against the competition for that generic phrase. This is 180 degrees from the old school real world book marketing model. Search engines rule this environment. They decide who's important and are the equivalent of the traditional yellow pages. However, you will only be listed in this one-of-a-kind, gigantic online yellow page directory if you understand and follow the SEO rules given to you by the engines. If you don't know and understand the rules, you'll be at the end of the listings. And if you're at the end of the listings, no one is going to find you, as they will likely look at just the first 3 pages. That's 30 listings. So imagine if you had a real-world business and that business was banned somehow from the yellow pages. Not having a great SEO strategy is the same thing on the internet. As far as the searcher, the book buyer is concerned, you will not exist. And this is especially true if the internet is the only tool the book buyer is going to use. Your book marketing strategy must incorporate rock-solid search engine optimization. Reason number 4, you might not be saying what your buyers want to hear. Let's suppose that the potential book buyer does find your website. Now what? Understandably, many authors like to talk about themselves, but the book buyer is not really interested in your history or how you came to write the book, what led you to write it, how you struggled. They want to know what your book will do for them. You must speak to their needs specifically. If you don't do this and do it well, you'll have a visitor, but not a book buyer. You must get that desired message to them in under 30 seconds. You must know what they really want, and you must provide it more effectively than the competition. If you're not saying what the book buyer wants to hear, they'll likely never buy your book. Your book marketing strategy must speak to the needs of the buyer. Reason number 5, you might not be communicating a strong brand. Remember, to the internet searcher, you are but one of hundreds of thousands and perhaps millions of authors. You may look like everybody else. Your book may be just another book to that shopper. What are you telling the visitor that no one else is saying? Without a sharply researched brand, you will appear to be just like everyone else. A great book marketing strategy must communicate a strong brand. Number 6, you might not be positioned properly. If you type the phrase children's book into the Google engine today, you'll get over 30 million hits. That's your competition if you're a children's book author. Every one of those pages is presented to that potential book buyer. Your book is just one of them. You know your book is not like all the rest, but they do not. An effective book marketing strategy must position you in relation to the competition out there. 7, you might not be using a strong call to action. All marketing sites are websites, but not all websites are marketing sites. A book marketing site must be sharp, clean, clear, and it must brand you and position you better than the competition. You must provide a logical step-by-step map for the visitor to follow, and you must have compelling calls to action in all the right places. If you don't do this, you'll end up with visitors, and remember, a visitor is not a book buyer, and that visitor won't become a book buyer without a sharp brand, proper positioning, and a strong call to action. A website is a website is a website. Anybody can put up a website today. A book marketing website, on the other hand, should be a results-producing machine. An effective book marketing strategy will incorporate effective calls to action in all the right places on every page of that website. Reason number 8, you might be boring the buyer. Now, I know you're not a boring person, but do remember always that the attention span of the internet searcher is very, very short, and there are millions of competitors just one click away. You have 30 seconds to present your brand, your position, and the primary reason why someone should buy your book. A good book marketing strategy will deliver a powerful, compelling message in just a few seconds. Reason number 9, your approach may be selling rather than telling. Effective internet marketing strategies can be compared to fishing. When we're fishing, no one jumps into the water and jams the hook into the fish's mouth and tries to force it to bite the hook. But yet this is what many book selling strategies are like. If you yell in people's ears attempting to jam your really great book hook into their mouth, don't be surprised when they run away. So just think about how you feel about spam and pop-up ads and Twitter blab and commercials and all of that. No one likes to be sold. People do, however, love to find what they seek. Instead, in this environment, you must, much like fishing, offer some irresistible bait instead. The fish will then come running or swimming. They'll tell all their friends, and they will bite willingly. A great book marketing strategy does not yell, but rather entices the visitor to action. And finally, your expectations may be set too high. Don't put up a book marketing website and expect people will magically just show up. They will not. Don't put up a book marketing website and expect people to magically just start buying. They will not. Don't put up a book marketing website and believe you are finished, because you are not. In the real world, building a successful business takes years and a great deal of effort. In the internet environment, building your online store may take just as long. It may be a little shorter, but it may be perhaps much longer. It will require just as much work to make it succeed, perhaps more. The internet is not a magic bullet. It is a different style of business. A real world business may have a few competitors just down the street. Your internet business has millions of competitors all right next door, just 1 second, 1 click away. In this environment, the whole world is your potential book buyer base, but this will not matter if you don't learn how effective book marketing strategies work in today's environment. If you're not getting good results, don't complain. Just get some help. You can visit the Free Publicity Focus Group at www.freepublicitygroup.com. There you'll find a free, no cost, no obligation, individualized personal marketing strategy analysis. The analysis will answer all your questions and will provide rock-solid solutions to your marketing challenges. www.freepublicitygroup.com